G'day everyone, I've got some huge news for those of us that like fishing and hunting, or those of us that just like outdoor adventures in general here in Victoria. The VFA and the GMA are merging. Now what does that mean? Well, the VFA is the Victorian Fisheries Authority. The GMA is Game Management Authority, and they're going to be merging into one big organisation or authority called ORV, Outdoor Recreation Victoria. Let's read the press release and find out. Right, Thursday the 4th of December, this is yesterday, 4:39 p.m. The Allan Labor government is securing jobs and... let's go through all the pat yourself on the back stuff. Right, Minister for Outdoor Recreation Steve Demopoulos today announced that Victorian Fisheries Authority, VFA, and the Game Management Authority, GMA, will come together to form Outdoor Recreation Victoria, ORV. So they're going to be Outdoor Recreation Victoria. I'm reading the actual press release here as I go. This is really important to remember. Every staff member from the VFA and the GMA will join ORV when it is established, ensuring all jobs will be retained. So these guys have already made job cuts earlier in the year. Other agencies are making job cuts right now because the government needs to save money because we haven't got much, because we probably spend too much on trains or machete bins or something. But either way, all the jobs at fisheries and at game management will be retained. Now, Game Management Authority, for those that don't know, if you're a fisherman, you might get checked for your fishing licence by VFA, Victorian Fisheries Authority. They manage habitat, they manage waterways, they manage fish stocking and breeding, they manage all things fishing. GMA are the same, they manage all things hunting. So if you're out on a swamp knee deep in the water shooting ducks and you get asked to produce your licence, it's usually from a GMA staff, Game Management Authority, and now they're going to be merged as one. Deer hunters, they're managed by Game Management Authority as well. Right, so no one's going to lose their jobs at either of these authorities. ORV, Outdoor Recreation Victoria, will initially focus on getting more Victorians out fishing, game hunting, boating, four-wheel driving and off-grid camping before expanding to support other activities. Now, I'd love to see bow fishing for carp added to that list. I think it's just a bit crazy that we can catch them and kill them, leave them on the bank to rot, throw them back in, cut holes in them, say they sink or whatever, but we can't shoot them with a bow. That's just does not, my brain doesn't compute that. Anyway, it will work across government to create a single point of information for bush users through a digital hub. So all bush users will have a one-stop shop to go to and access information. At the moment, if I want to learn about fisheries, I've got to go to the VFA website, or for hunting, the GMA and such. Now we're going to have a one-stop shop. Incorporating feedback, this is my favourite part, incorporating feedback from Victorians, ORV will also establish a land access panel to help more people use public land and waterways. A land access panel. At the end of reading out this announcement, this press release, I'm going to tell you a story about land access. But I'll read that bit again. Incorporating feedback from Victorians, ORV will also establish a land access panel to help more people use public land and waterways and enjoy Victoria's incredible offerings. This panel will comprise of both stakeholders and government. Stakeholders is us that use the bush, farmers that live in those areas. That's what stakeholders means. The Labor government will consult with stakeholders and introduce legislation into Parliament to establish ORV, Outdoor Recreation Victoria, from the 1st of July 2026. So this should all start on the 1st of July next year. More than 1 million Victorians take part in fishing, hunting and boating. ORV will take outdoor recreation much further, getting more Victorians to take up four-wheel driving and camping, which together support tens of thousands of jobs and generate hundreds of millions in economic spending across the state, and the Labor government is proud to back them. Quotes attributable to Minister for Outdoor Recreation, Steve Demopoulos. Now, this is what came straight from the horse's mouth. Sorry, Steve Demopoulos, I didn't mean to call you a horse. This is what came straight from the minister's mouth. The excellent work of the VFA and GMA will be expanded to further support even more outdoor enthusiasts through Outdoor Recreation Victoria, creating better experiences for Victorians, visitors and businesses. We know how important outdoor recreation is to Victorians. That's why we support you and will continue to support you. Outdoor Recreation Victoria will unlock opportunities for more Victorians to access the great outdoors while ensuring all jobs are retained. Right, so that is the complete press release from the Minister for Outdoors. What's he the Minister for? Outdoor and Recreation, was it? Let's just say the Minister. We'll just call him the Minister because I'm going to keep forgetting. That has come straight from the Minister's mouth. So basically, here's my take on things. GMA and VFA, fisheries management and hunting management, are going to merge to become outdoor management, and hunting and fishing will fall under that umbrella. That's the first thing. There's going to be no job cuts in either organisations because that's already happened. They've already had their turn. Others are dealing with that right now, other government agencies. That's a good thing. There's going to be a stronger focus on getting more people outdoors. Now, worth noting, this time last year, us Victorians were staring down the barrel of this new national park being created called the the Great Forest National Park, which would have meant a lot more lockups, a lot more lock tracks, a lot less hunting opportunities, The government not only said, no, we're not going to, sorry, the Allen Labor government, got to get it right, they not only said, no, we're not going to make this national park, they said, let's instead leave that so people can hunt there still, open up more areas for people to hunt. And they opened up another big part of National Park for people to go and hunt deer. So they've gone the other way, and now they're establishing this ORV, Outdoor Recreation Victoria, to promote more people hunting, more people camping, more access. This is a very good thing. I'm seeing this as this is probably the most positive news that we've had in fishing and hunting for a long time. Apart from the stuff that we see within fisheries on its own, we see a lot of great stuff with fish stocking and fish management and the two hatcheries working together. We've got a lot of great things going on in fishing, but hunting in particular is about to get a whole lot more better, and we're going to have more spots to access. So I'm seeing all of this as a really, really positive thing, especially for hunting, because over the last 20 years or so, hunting and guns in particular have had quite a negative stigma around them. And now the government's coming out and said, well, look, the problems that are being caused with guns aren't from hunters. Let's get more people hunting and have more access. This is a very good thing. Now, reading between the lines, this isn't in the writing, this is purely my speculation, but if they're going to be working under the same umbrella, I wonder if that means that the GMA officers, the compliance officers, can now support Victorian Fisheries Authority, the VFA officers, because you think right now, duck season's closed, the Alpine National Park's about to be closed for a few weeks over Christmas for deer hunting like it is every year. This must be their quiet season, which coincides with the busiest part of the year for fishing. So I wonder if the compliance officers from GMA will be able to jump over and kick in and help out the compliance officers from VFA. That's just speculation, but it's something that I'm thinking about. But I'm about to tell you a short story. But first of all, I just want to say that I think this is a fantastic initiative. This is good news for us. Now, I want to share a story. The part that I like is that there's going to be a group in the ORV formed to help with land access. At the moment, most of our rivers and creeks and stuff have what's called creek frontage. There's a lot of creek frontage, some on both sides, some on one side. But there are still a lot of farmers out there that own all the way to the creek. Back in the 1800s, the laws were changed so that you had to surrender a little bit of riparian vegetation or whatever. But if there's farms that have still been in the family since way back then, they actually own all the way to the rivers. So a lot of landholders don't own all the way to the rivers. They lease that little bit and let their cows go on there, but they can't stop us fishing because that's creek frontage, it's public land. But some farmers do own that if they've got like what they call an old title, but there's also quite a lot of farmers that don't own it, but pretend they do, and they try and kick us off. And that's where this new body within the ORV is going to come in very handy. So let me tell you a quick story before I wind this up. Last trout season, so it was September, so not September just gone, September last year, I was over in Yakandanda, fishing a small creek near Yakandanda. I'd looked at the maps. Did you know you can go onto a website called MapShare and you can actually see where all the creek frontage and the easements and stuff are? So I'd gone onto MapShare, I saw the spot that I wanted to fish, it had creek frontage both sides. I screenshotted it and put it in my pocket, just in case I had any dramas with any farmers. And I got there and I'm at the bridge, I've just put my gumboots on, I'm tying a lure on. This four-wheel drive, this Toyota Land Cruiser with a big tandem trailer just rocks up behind me and stops. So I've got my back to him and I'm doing my thing and I'm thinking, mate, don't come and hassle me. Anyhow, I could hear him walking over. I turned around and I said, "G'day, mate." Didn't even say hello. He said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm going fishing." Now, I was going to go upstream of the bridge, all right? I was going to go upstream. I said, "I'm just getting ready to go fishing." He said, "Where?" I said, "In the creek." And then he says, "Don't go down there, the downstream side of the bridge," but I wasn't going to go anyway. I said, "Why?" He said, "I don't want anyone down there." I said, "Mate, that's all creek frontage." He says, "I know that, but I've got cattle down there and I don't want people going down there and taking diseases to the cattle and stuff." I said, "Mate, that's where I'm going. I'm going down there, whether you like it or not." Right? I wasn't even planning on going down there. He just made me so enraged. He said, "Look, I didn't come here to argue." I said, "Well, you stopped. I'm standing here in the back of my ute tying a lure on. You stopped and you came to me. So I didn't come here to argue, but you can't go down there." And I cracked it because he's trying to bully me. And I said, "Yeah, well, watch this." And off I walked. I went down, I jumped the fence and I went down there and went fishing. But karma sort of got me. I didn't catch a single fish, but I can see why he didn't want people down there, because the cattle have eaten all the riparian vegetation. There was nothing on the bank of the creek. It was just a skinny little creek filled with sand, and I never even saw a fish. But the principle of it is, he doesn't own that land, and he was trying to stop me from going on that spot. Right, so thankfully now, the VFA and GMA are merging to make ORV, and within ORV there's going to be a little group that works on public access, helping us get to waterways where we're already allowed to get to, but it's a little bit confusing. Folks, this is a good news. If you see the press release, or if the media make any hyped up, super duper scary headline out of it, just know that I personally believe this is a very good thing. This is a very good thing for fishing and hunting and outdoor enthusiasts in general. It's an excellent step in the right direction for all of us bush users. Thank you so much to the Allen Labor government, but you still owe me $100 for me machete.